Hello everyone, my name is Luli Triningsi. Welcome to Social Studies Podcast today. And today we have a special
Yes.
term. It's about international conference, social studies and educational issues, or we call it ICOSSEI 2025. I'm so nervous today and I have a sore throat, but I'm so excited because today we have a special guest. It's Professor Gopal Mahapatra. He's from Indian Institute of Management Bangalore, and we will talk about Gen Z. It's about their strength, about their challenge, or maybe some funny stories along the way. So I hope you all and you will enjoy it. Let's we'll begin. Okay. Hi, Professor Gopal.
Hello, Lulu. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. And I'm sorry, I'm nervous today, but I will start with oh wait, you have this is your second time, right, to come to.
Thank you, Luli. I'm really privileged to be part of this conference. I'm also Terima kasih. I'm really thankful to your university and your department for calling me for this call, for this conference. I really enjoyed the conference presentation as keynote, and I'm happy to have joined this podcast with you. Please go ahead and ask.
Okay, okay. This is not your first time, right, to come to Indonesia.
No, I really, way back in 2002 or 3, I did an assignment for Nippon Steel in Batang, stayed there. And of course, this is a lovely country, this is a lovely city, and I really have enjoyed the stay so far.
Oh, okay. So the first one is in Batam, and now you are in Malang. So, what your impression about our city?
Oh, Malang is a lovely city. I think I saw the mountain with the sleeping queen.
Oh,
I had
okay.
a lovely view from the ninth floor of the hotel. Excellent food, excellent people, very courteous, very warm. It's really lovely experience for me.
Oh, so you like the food? It's
Food
kind
is
of different.
very nice, very similar. Of
Oh,
course, sometimes I take veg, sometimes I take non-veg, but the delicious food, the restaurants are good, people are hospitable, nothing to complain. Really exciting. Yes.
there is name of food that you really like until now.
Oh, of course, I like tofu.
Oh,
I
tofu.
also like the yesterday the chicken preparation that was very good. Fish in the leaves, plantain leaves that was made, that was also very tasty.
Oh,
Yes.
okay. Okay, thank you. So this is my question for the term of about we talk about Gen Z. If I say Gen Z, what the very first thing that comes to your mind?
I think when you talk about Gen Z, I think youth, energy,
Mhm.
lot of technology, that's all comes to my mind.
Oh,
Youthfulness, technology, and energy, that comes to my mind.
so what are you generation? What generation are you?
I'll really belong to the generation X,
X, okay.
and the new generation is two steps behind us. Gen Y and Gen Z is after that. Gen X, millennials, and then of course the new generation which is known as Gen Z.
Oh yeah, I'm from millennial generation, so I think each generation has a different character, right?
Of course, what you said, my old generation believed in loyalty to the work, loyalty to the company, loyalty to the organization, work before self. But
Mhm.
your generation wants work life balance, your generation wants freedom, empowerment, and the new generation is totally different from the previous two, though it has some similarity with the millennials.
Yes, because our some of our generation and some of Gen Z is called a strawberry generation.
Sure.
Right, it's right that they look attractive from the outside, smart, creative, but are considered fragile when facing pressure or difficulties in life. Right. So, do you have any experience with this generation, and you think that oh, this generation is very different?
Yeah, they're very different. In many ways, they're very well aware of the social issues, environment issues, climatic issues. but another level, they don't take care of themselves enough. They're addicted to technology. So their well-being is the first victim unless they're very disciplined. Their mental wellness also is an issue because they suppress their emotions. They are tech savvy, but not necessarily they're communicating well with each other as far as their issues and problems are concerned. So you'll find with the new generation, Gen Z, health and wellness issues are a major challenge, particularly the psychological, emotional issues are very high.
Okay. Before this podcast, you have an experience with our student, right?
Yeah,
You
I
have.
really had an excellent interaction with around
Mhm.
30 odd students of your school, social science students. It was exciting.
There is a difference from a student from India and Indonesia.
Yeah, I can find one or two smaller differences. One difference is, of course, language. I
Mhm.
think maybe I interact more with students who are studied in English medium and they're more fluent. I understand here, though intellect is no different. Like today morning when I interacted, they're very sharp, they're very observant, they're very aware. In fact, they're more aware of the environmental issues of Malang and Indonesia than many other Gen Z I interact in normal life. However, English fluency is an issue, so they hesitate. But that's not intellectual issue. This is really language as a medium of instruction. Otherwise, I think Gen Zs are same everywhere. When I played a video, they are very happy. When they get into lecture, they are very bored. When I ask them to get into group work, they're very energized, they share. And when I do one to one, they're not so sure. So these are some of the differences. But overall, I find they're very aware of the social issues, environmental issues, and they also visualize the challenges.
Okay, Prof. Gopal, you told me that Gen Z is always connected with their gadgets, right? In my experience, when I have my class and my students, they really take notes, and also they prefer to take photo or ask for my presentation files. So, do you see this more as a strength or a weakness from our Gen Z?
Yeah, I think this generation is little bit more in the present. They not necessarily getting deeper into the issues. I agree with you. Taking photo presentation, they want to collect right now and forget it then and there. So I'm not so sure it brings depth. This may be at the cost of photogenic memory, and not everybody is interested in the subject. I'm not sure are they reading for studies, acquiring knowledge, or are they studying for passing the degree? I'm not sure. But yes, this is a trend, and they want everything through technology rather than writing notes. In fact, if you ask them to write a full email or letter to the institution or to government or to a company, they'll not know. They know only texting.
Yes.
So depth versus breadth is an issue. Quick choice rather than patience can be the paradigm shift that is going through.
Okay, okay. In your perspective, what are the biggest challenges educators face when engaging with Gen Z learners?
Yeah, educator has many opportunities. One opportunity is to know from them their perspective. Normally, we think we know it all. If you ask me as an educator, from my class, I get a lot more from the new generation students. For example, today morning when I was interacting with your students, I was really shocked. They're seeing social issues of marriage versus divorce.
Oh, yeah.
They're looking at the offering by the president of a free meal. They're very aware. They're aware of the climatic conditions, climate change. That is on the positive side. On the negative side, I'm not so sure they're clear about where they're headed. What is their future plan? How much they have to struggle or invest to grow further. On the other side, The challenge is helping them learn. Let's say many of us as baby boomers, sorry, Gen X or Gen Y teachers, we know lecture method as the method. I think that will not go with the new generation. They are impatient. They are very quick minded. They have very little attention. So we have to find how do I hold their attention? How do I challenge them? How do I inspire them? How do I get them to understand? So old teaching methods will not do. We need different pedagogy, learning methods, different exercises, different simulations, a whole new way of teaching, learning than in the past.
Okay. I'm that in class you show the student video about technology, and maybe it cause no this our student, our Gen Z, maybe it include me. It's not that people are use AI for the daily lives, especially my generation. Do you see AI as a more of a threat on opportunity or for Gen Z learning?
Yeah, I must tell Luli two things. One thing I must tell, it has a lot of strengths. If the AI ML has captured all the data, it can give you nice insights and information. But most likely, many of the AI ML databases are getting created. It's not complete. So it is like half cooked meal. If the students does not use their brain, critical thinking, analytical skills, AI ML can be a misnomer. In fact, recent research is showing AI and ML more use is affecting the cognitive skills of the learners adversely. So they have to watch out. I need to use AI ML for certain things, simplifying, leveraging, writing better. But I must know the content, I must know the real authentic sources and supplement that with AI ML use. Use it as an enabler rather than the core. It's not a challenge. If you ask me, AI ML is here to stay. In fact, the other day in the class, I told new technology will take away many traditional jobs, but it will also bring in quite a few millions of new jobs which are not there in the horizon. So there is a positive side, flip side as well.
I have a new question about
Please.
it. There's if technology can make a different job, its teacher will be
Redundant?
yes.
No, teacher's job is synthesizing, analyzing, perspective creating. I don't think teacher's job will go away. But the teacher also has to upgrade herself or himself continuously to know what we know and what we do not know. And more important, our life experiences, our knowledge, our research makes us relevant or irrelevant every moment. We have to be clear how do we bring the best to the young minds and help them see different perspectives.
Okay, so and if the lecture give them
You want to repeat the question? Yeah.
Oh, no. Just forward. If our lecture give them some so the student ChatGPT.
Yeah, I'm in favor of. In fact, I can give, like, say, in social science, I'll say, please study the history of Malang. So they'll do chat GPT. Then I'll flip the question. I'll say, based on your experience, what do you see in Malang is there in chat GPT? What is missing? And what new is happening in Malang? That is where chat GPT can't help. They have to use their critical thinking. Teacher has to prepare smartly on the questions and the exercises so that students learn and we know what we want the students to take away.
Okay, so what the good strategies for institution or for us as a lecturer to have to relevant for adopt to stay relevant to Gen Z?
Yeah, we two things we have to do. I am repeating. First thing is continuously, not only Gen Z has to learn, we as teachers have to learn
Yes.
newer methodology of learning, teaching, simulation, exercises, games, stories, visuals, quick clippings. We also have to understand the new set of learners, their learning style, learning orientation, and also the learning focus. Many people want growth. For them, growth is necessary. Many people want money, that is necessary. Many people are value driven, the Gen Z. How do we teach with values?
Okay. Because you have met our student, could you give some advice for our student? It's not about the language, about their
Yeah. In fact, I interacted good that I met them yesterday, day before yesterday, and today morning in depth for last 2 hours. I find they're bright and eager. My advice to them is to think global, because now world is global. We are living in a global village. Indonesia is part of the world. Of course, we are part of Southeast Asia, we are part of Asia. So how do we retain our culture, still become global? The world is global. First thing I'll tell is be global. So, and be inclusive. Second thing I'll say is keep learning what is happening here, what is happening elsewhere. So I said certification, continuous learning, technology, subjects, and areas of their passion. This second thing I told. Third thing, if you ask me, this is the need of the hour, need of the generation to have higher level of emotional intelligence. They're so busy with the technology and the gadgets. They do not get time to interact with each other. They do not get time to talk to each other, parents, friends. They do not share. So higher level of self-management, social awareness, social management, and self-management. Most important, given that this is the 21st century, they have to be adaptable. Not only that, more resilient and if possible agile. That is, anticipate the future and work towards it.
Okay. How about the lecture? Is the same advice for us, or there is another advice for us?
Us meaning you mean teachers?
Lecturer.
Yeah, I think lecturers, we have to be authentic. We have to demonstrate love, affection, empathy, along with the knowledge. We have to be role model. That is the role of a teacher. Be a friend, philosopher, and a guide. And of course, that alone will not do. We need to have technologically savvy. We need to be knowledgeable. So, which means if they have to learn X, we have to learn double X or triple X. We have to be more empathetic. We have to understand, take care of them. If they're not with us, we have to give them breaks. If they don't learn from lecture, we have to try new methods. So we are on the move as much as they're on the move. But it's an opportunity. We also grow in the process in teaching rather than getting stuck.
Thank you, Professor Gopal, for your joining us today. So before we close our discuss, is there is anything else you want to share with our
Audience.
audience?
Thank you, Terima kasih, Luli. It's a great opportunity to visit University of Negri and Melang. I had an excellent conference proceeding yesterday, today morning. In this podcast, thank you very much for raising an issue which came up yesterday in the conference, Gen Z, which is very contextual. I must acknowledge the work by the organizers and the university and your Department of Social Sciences working on Gen Z, which is the working population for next 10-20 years before the Gen Alpha takes on. So this is the new generation which has significance to contribute, grow the economy, grow the country, and grow themselves. So yesterday's conference has raised the larger issues, and thank you very much for taking this podcast on building it further and focusing it further. So Terima kasih. I'm really thankful to your university and you all for the conference as well as the podcast. I'm sure this podcast will raise points in the mind of the audience. What do I do as a Gen Z to move forward, to grow further? And as teachers, how do I prepare myself to handling the Gen Z? And even as parents, how do we take care of the Gen Z? And to the larger profession and society, how do we leverage these youngsters who are coming in large numbers to the country and the world to contribute and make it a better world? Thank you very much. Terima kasih.
Thank you. Okay, thank you so much for joining us today, Professor Gopal. And maybe that's all for today, everyone. Thank you for watching us, and see you in the next episode. Bye bye. Sudah ya. Okay. Thank you so much.
Thank you.